Okay,
We
good.
are live.
We are live. I apologize. Kirby says he can go over the list of reports. So we'll get over those in a couple minutes. And make a decision, and I'm looking for my life.
So Kirby King, Legislative Council, would you like me to share the file that Tucker? I need to reconnect.
Yeah.
Need to reconnect.
Okay, that's.
Um, Thank you.
Oh, no, I think mine's down here. I've just got too many copies. Agenda. I did just see. Okay.
Um. So, yeah, do you, folks decide which reports you want to keep and which to repeal? The first is the Private Activity Bond Advisory Committee Annual Report. I don't have a background on that one, but for any of these things, I can go find.
That's the one that goes to the e-board at least once a year. Maybe twice. So,
Do 15 January.
feds allow us a certain amount of bonding to go to private activities that has traditionally gone to VSAC, VHFA, and the state colleges. And then anything that gets left over goes back and gets redistributed.
So that's one, we can,
Do we need to get that?
Hmm?
I'm asking the committee, do we
No.
need to get that?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. And again,
Oh, you're keeping it, okay,
I
good.
think it's pretty obvious that we don't need it because we haven't gotten it and we haven't read it. And nothing's happened, but actually,
And it goes to where it needs to go.
yes, it does.
Okay, that's enough.
you want me to keep a record of this and. pass it to
Charlotte
you?
is keeping a record.
Oh, okay, great. I'll share. Let's go back to the. List.
Consider moving over when it came back online. Should we email or anything?
We're back.
I'll text her.
Okay. So,
The next is. From the Department of Finance and Management. Report on special funds created prior to the current fiscal year. Starts in 2018.
Special funds created to prior.
I'm pulling it up.
that sounds more like something that appropriate.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like us.
Um. Sorry.
Goes to joint fiscal, it goes to appropriations.
They probably just tagged us because we have the taxes and fees and
Yeah,
go along, but.
That's appropriations.
Yeah,
So repeal on that.
Yeah,
is your intent just to remove? For each of these decisions, your intent is to remove Senate finance? Or do you,
Right.
or do you mean to just stop the report from happening?
I think remove finance.
Okay, so.
We can't remove anybody else.
Well, unless we see a report that is basically worthless. We probably have an obligation to at least suggest a bill or an amendment to get rid of the report. So it's, people aren't producing reports that nobody's getting.
I can see where appropriations needs to
Yeah.
get reports.
Yeah.
We don't. I mean,
Yeah, certainly.
yeah,
But I'm just saying, if we come across something that, we're the only people getting the report and the report is worthless as far as we're concerned, we ought to figure a way to put
well,
it to.
that gets us to the next one. Called other.
Authorize the submission of plan for electronic filing fees from Act 191 of 2014.
Do we track, and one of these are up on the web, how many people click on them? I want to acknowledge that we're not the only audience for these reports. These are done by advocacy groups, other agencies, departments,
We're just
municipalities.
saying we don't
Yeah,
need to get.
it's finance, but is there some sort of clickstream monitoring about if we publish these reports and if nobody ever clicks on that link or invokes that file?
I think. My understanding is, and again, this is like Tucker handles this, but is that you're asked to do this so that new reports aren't issued that you don't need or want. And it's going to be instances where Senate Finance specifically is supposed to receive this report. And I think this came about because there were a lot of reports out there that committees were no longer interested in, right? So I think this process is to make sure that doesn't happen again, where there's not all these needless reports being issued.
In 2014, we authorized submission of plan for electronic filing fees. Well, if we haven't done it by now,
I'm about to share with you this,
Okay.
it was section 25, I think. This relates to the judiciary. So,
this was just going to Ways and Means. It's a fee.
electronic filing fee. The intent of the General Assembly of the judiciary be authorized to fund the licensing and operating costs of an electronic caseload, electronic filing systems. The courts authorized to submit to the General Assembly a specific plan for such fees, including the amount of each fee, the coverage of the fee. Use reference will trigger the imposition of the fee to take effect once funding for the purchase. Expenses domestic.
This might be here.
Yeah.
Because it went through judiciary, but I know because somebody was talking about judicial fees the other day and couldn't we do something? And it's a separation of powers. The judiciary gets really touchy if we try. I think it was court filing fees or something. Yeah. And it is a separation of powers and they will manage their own fees. Thank you very much. This is electronic filing. So,
We take care of it in the morning. I'm not judiciary in the morning.
yeah. You guys take care of it.
Section 25 of Section 25 of Act 191 of 2014.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay.
I know there's a big push about. I know one of them that always struck me was the marriage license fee.
Oh,
And that one,
that
I
was,
would like to work because part of it goes towards.
there was a time where probably the last time money was very tight, where if you just add $1 or $2, there was marriage license that got hit. But there also was court fees.
Hmm.
And we ended up with people at a traffic violation. But they couldn't pay the $300 we tacked on the ticket. And they ended up driving with license suspended.
Yeah, we waived a lot of those. what,
We
3 years
did.
ago?
We had something like 30,000 Vermonters driving with suspended licenses. And it, by and large, was because they just couldn't come up with $300.
Right.
So I learned, that's why I didn't want a poll attachment fee 2 years ago when we were looking to fund your local television stations, because once you start,
Mhm.
it becomes fair game. And they're all good causes. This is the judicial,
No, this is, I moved on to the next one, which is
Okay,
the
what's that?
enterprise fund. I'm trying to find the provision that has the report.
maybe that one we keep so that the committee knows what the governor and the emergency board is doing. You know, what we set that would not.
So yeah, here's the reporting requirement, on or before January 15th each year. In which economic and financial resources remain available pursuant to this section. Secretary of Commerce Community Development will submit to a few different committees. A report on the resources made available from the fund. So. To keep,
I think. Don't have to look. There's more to the economic development in the budget process. It's in their budget.
Where's our copy of the report for this year?
Pardon?
Where's our copy of that report for this year?
I'm sure it's online.
Well, I'm not sure it's online. I mean, that's the whole point is. We're determining, do we keep getting reports? And one of the questions, are we getting reports at all in the first place?
That
And if
one
we,
I
if
haven't
we are,
gotten
where
notice.
would we find it?
I don't know.
I don't think any of us have remember ever seeing. I don't know.
I
Perhaps
think
someone
they're
else does.
posted to somebody's website. Maybe Charlotte gets a notice.
If it's sent to our committee, I post it. Committee
But-
page under resources and reports, and I believe there also is a legislative page where all of the reports go.
So we can read it if we wanted.
I'm just sort of at random, I would be interested, did we get this report? And that's the question is, we got this thing that we're going through with a zillion reports in it, and I don't know if they were ever produced, if they were ever sent to us, and obviously, if they were sent to us, did we do anything with them? And I'm sure most of it like that,
What
I'm sure we
does sent
did.
to us mean? It sounds like it may mean they're getting posted on the legislative website.
Megan normally sends them out.
They get directly sent here from the organization that produces them, if we're on the list to receive it. So then it also gets sent to some legislative page where all of them go. We do get sent them directly. Different names on the recipient list.
The ones we ordered last year, we all got notice of. And copies. But I've never got notice for these. What is this?
this is the next one on your list. Section 1, sub D. Secretary of Human Services shall report to the committee upon its request and then go to the General Assembly by January 15th. So this is a general one that just goes out to the General Assembly on long-term care and Medicaid.
think that should go to health and welfare.
Um. That one is marked, like Tucker marked in appropriations, healthcare, human services, ways and means, finance. So it's here. The next report on this list, number 11, is a report on Medicaid program enrollment and expenditures from the Vermont Health Access.
That's another one that goes to the e-board twice a year.
Quarterly. Do you want to pull it up?
Does anybody want it? It's there. It goes to the e-board. I don't think anyone needs to send it to finance.
Yeah.
If something's going askew, we'll hear about it and then we can look into it.
Um, So, yeah, to clarify, I think what Tucker's asking is it's the options are repeal, extend, or retain. And repeal means under 2 VSA section 20 sub D.
I can't repeal it for all the other committees.
I think that's the question.
Okay, we need Tucker to talk to us at some point whenever he can.
I'm just gonna read you this, this is 20D. It's the intent of the General Assembly that except for reports required by interstate compacts and except as otherwise provided by law, whatever agency required by law to submit an annual, biennial, or other periodic reports to the General Assembly, that requirement shall no longer be required after 5 years or after 5 years from the last date the statutory or session law section containing the report was amended, whichever date is later. In each biennial session, the Office of Legislative Counsel shall prepare the General Assembly to review a list of reports subject to this subsection. The report requirement shall only expire pursuant to legislative enactment. So under that section, do you want to repeal, because it's been 5 years for these? And the law says you still have to actively repeal it, but we have to show you.
I think I don't like reports, so I like verbal reports with bullets. I'm just thinking of joint fiscal. We spent 2 days with our 2 ledge councils, just the list of reports and a 1 sentence what it was. There are 13 pages of reports that go to health and welfare. I can guarantee you, even the chair who reads almost everything can't read all of those reports. So if we do nothing, they all get repealed?
No, you have to actively repeal them. That's why you're being, so the question is, for each one of these, repeal, extend, or retain are the choices. Since many of these go to other committees besides yours,
Yeah.
that's where we need Tucker maybe, because I don't think you could unilaterally decide for all the other committees to repeal.
No.
I think maybe he's just gathering info.
We need Tucker to come.
Yeah.
Give us 101 on this before we spend any more. We just don't have time to play these games. Yes, this is not.
Is it just a hassle of figuring out who's on each committee every year and that just manual task of sending them the email? What if we globally just say in any statute that says to send a committee is really just to post it on the relevant committee page? Is there some other way that if the impetus for this is just the task of sending the emails, can we simplify this?
I think the impetus is to not have the report generated at all. If it's not something you want, than to not have the agency or whatever.
There's going to be tons of effort being put into producing reports that nobody wants to read, and that's not a good use.
We're paying these people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
My previous point is I just don't think we're the only audience for these reports. I think a lot of people read these reports that aren't legislators. Advocates, other tax entities, municipalities, planners.
That's not, I mean, a lot of these maybe, but you know, the Medicaid per member per month, that's posted on about 5 websites.
well, I can verify for you that there's none of these reports are just to Senate Finance.
Right.
Only one of them is a small, is it's Ways and Means and Finance, and that would be the Act 191, Section 25. We look at.
Which we just looked at.
That's, and then the rest of them are to multiple committees.
Yeah.
And there's one that's just Ways and Means. Don't let that on housing subsidy covenants.
All right. Okay, we'll talk. If you can't, you can send us an email telling us if we say we feel this and 3 other committees don't, what happens? And then, so why should we spend time doing it? Because our time is, I just soon kill them all and then we can start over if there's something. I mean, there's 20 years worth of reports. Whoever asked for it probably isn't here.
Way to find out who uses them, repeal it all, and see who says it.
See if it complains. Okay. Go home.